And folks, if you're on the hunt for a new home ahead of the new year, we've got you covered. News 19 sat down with a financial planner with tips on housing. Take a look.
Well, before buying a home, you want to know how much house you can afford. Your budget is directly related to the size and the type of mortgage that you qualify for. Now, understanding how much you can comfortably spend on a mortgage and a monthly mortgage payment is essential during the home buying process, particularly for first-time home buyers. So what are some key takeaways for those first-time home buyers? Well, joining us now is Jana Morrison, a certified financial planner, with some helpful advice here. Jana, this is definitely important, like we mentioned, for these first-time home buyers, but then also really these are good takeaways for anybody, right?
That's right.
Okay, so let's kind of break this down. So we talked about what information that we should kind of pull ahead of time. So what is that?
Pull together your income so that you know your gross and your net income. Also, you'll need to know your monthly expenses.
Right.
And then you also need to know how much savings you have that you could actually put toward a down payment.
Well, speaking of savings, we might not want to use our entire savings account. So what are the other alternatives that you suggest?
The other alternatives is, I would say you can actually finance closing costs. That would help.
Okay.
And there are some mortgage companies that will not require so much of a down payment. If you have a VA loan, a USDA loan, FHA, and some credit unions, I know they have special programs for first-time home buyers. So there are instances where you don't have to put down as much. Although if you do put down about 20%, you can avoid paying PMI, which is an insurance that mortgages charge.
So is that pretty much the standard that you would think, that much percent that you would kind of recommend when we do this?
I would, but that can be really hard, especially when you're first starting out. So it may be that maybe not for your first home, you probably won't have 20%, but maybe later on when you borrow, you build up some equity, sell a house and buy another one. That's possible.
There's also a lot of resources as well too. There's that like home calculator and resources able to kind of break it down for you on how much you need to put in, how much you're going to owe and stuff like that.
Yes, and so you want to come up with how much you can afford. And that's generally about 28% of your gross income for your total mortgage payment. And the mortgage, remember, that includes your principal and interest, your property tax, your homeowner's insurance, your PMI, HOA fees, all that together. So when I talk about a mortgage payment, that's what I'm talking about. And so you want to take your gross income, multiply it by 28%, and that's the maximum that you should actually pay for your mortgage payment.
Okay, so that's pretty much the limit that you would suggest for us too.
So the debt to income is like how much debt you can afford, how much of a mortgage payment you can have, and that's incorporated all those items that goes into your mortgage payment, divided by your income, your before tax income, so that's the difference. So it has to be about 28% or less. There's another ratio that mortgage companies use, and they use all your debt. So not only your mortgage, but you add your student loans, credit card, car payments to get a total debt. Divide that by your pre-tax income, and it can be about 36%. So those are the two ratios that mortgage companies use.
Okay, so that's kind of really how they break it down and stuff like that.
That's right.
Okay, Jen, a lot of numbers. Thank you so much for stopping by with this. What we're going to be doing is putting this on our website, WLTX.com, because I know we threw a lot at you, but if you are a first-time home buyer, these are going to be some great tools that you can use. Again, we're going to be putting this on our website, WLTX.com.